Hello, y'all, and welcome to another edition of the Single Eight. So your name is...
My name is Joseph Mills. Your name is...
The Single Eight. And really quickly, before we go through the podcast, I'm going to do the idea of the content order for February. Elite for the Single Eight show. Elite for the second week, for sure. Second week, I will be doing Valentine's Day week. I will be doing a breakdown. It's the Single Eight only breakdown of all the builds going through and breaking down all the things that we can laugh at and let's break it down for it to not be as scary. Even though this is really, really scary, and I know that will help you guys a little bit.
So it's going to be a solo shot.
It's going to be solo shot. It will probably breach maybe a little bit more than... It's either going to be a little bit less than our normal run or a little bit over.
It just depends on how much you get on a roll.
Yes. And the week before we will do our normal thingy-bobby.
Our normal thingy-bobby for that's this week.
Yep.
No, it's next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
We will have a normal Single Eight show for the most part. Before that, we probably would have dealt with the builds earlier, but y'all, the Single Eights haven't had the energy for it. The Single Eight reactions are not always comforts, and they can't. The Single Eight can't wait for reactions like they should be. like they should be able to, but because of their mental illness, they can't.
Can I share something with you real quick?
Yeah?
You are talking so much in the third person. You're not even saying my.
Yeah.
The Single Eight.
Yeah.
There. And I know your pronouns are he, they, but
yeah,
you're not even saying my. It's like The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I will be doing that Valentine's Day weekend, when you will probably get it a little bit after. Probably a day or two after that. Maybe it will come out on a Monday instead, and you'll get a double tape that week.
Okay. Because the producer of these podcasts will be on travel.
Yeah.
So that's why it's going to be late.
And I won't have access to all the passwords that are needed, because the brain can't keep track. The brain doesn't have good memory.
I do not. Do it all, y'all.
I do not have good memory. So, that is going to be the idea for at least the next 2 weeks. There probably shouldn't be any changes. Hopefully, if my brain will work for me. If. And that's a big if, people. So, we'll see. But expect it around that time. Because I know everyone stressed out about the build. So, I'm gonna go through them.
Everybody's stressed out about the builds.
I'm not gonna read them because dyslexic. I will summarize them and then tell you every reason with sources that will have linked in the description, probably on a doc. So
well, we'll figure out some way, because if you are going to talk about something, you need to kind of sort of present what you're talking about. So you got time to iron that out.
We'll have sources, but expect that sometime Valentine's Day area. So now that I'm out of the opening announcement section, this episode is going to be celebrating the people who are doing stuff, who are already going out of their way, especially with the LA fires, especially in that area.
So we're going to step out at LGBTQ this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going...
That's cool. It's a Single Eight show.
Yeah, we're going to celebrate in the thing that we do have at least a tiny bit of control over. in this moment, and yet, and I'm gonna say it, and this is going to be our giant touch soon. There's already people who were prepared for those bills to come out, who are already testing them, and they are doing a great job. But we had our first trans man in front of Congress not that long ago, and that's amazing. And we just need to keep that forward, to keep people in Congress and the Supreme Court more aware of us right now, and more aware of what we're going to, but because of that massive aid gap, we have to make up for it, even though they should be. And we have people that are going out of their way of doing that, so we love them for it.
Yes. We'd like to thank the ACLU. We would like to thank the Trevor Project. We would like to thank GLAAD for everything that they're doing right now in defense of our LGBTQIA plus siblings.
So, I'm going to start the talk for that. There are people who are already going up against them, and they are prepared, and the arguments from the other side have already broken so visibly.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that word right. But
just keep going.
Yeah. There are people working on it, and they are doing a great job so far. So keep on rooting. Please keep on donating to them. Please, every little dollar counts. And I know that this is probably how this is going to be over the next 4 years. We will keep on reminding you, if you have anything to spare, anything that doesn't go into self-care or running every electrical thing around your house that you need, and mortgage, that if you have anything, every dollar, every cent counts. Please donate to them.
And again, we're going to say the name of some of those places. If your area has any LGBTQIA plus advocacy groups, right now's the time to donate for those. Donate to GLAAD, donate to the Trevor Project. Those are the groups right now that are on the front lines defending LGBTQIA plus rights while that they're being ripped away.
Yeah, and if you feel comfortable in that, they need food in those offices. Please donate food for them to be able to function and do the work that they need to do.
Throw a pizza party, y'all.
Yes, and if you have the energy and the free time to go and help, please do. Please do. This is my way of helping by doing this podcast. Please help wherever you feel comfortable, even if the putting links under your Instagram posts on your profile that do what make that words. Do the help that you can.
Yes. So there's ways that you can help that you may not know. There is such a absurd grassroots campaign right now of alienating LGBTQ rights that it's annoying. One of the things that I have been doing is I've been trying to be a voice at the local school board near the worship center where I serve. Now, one of the things that's happening is they're trying to infiltrate schools so that there can be less informed, less educated conversations, so that the narrative can be controlled and individuals don't have the opportunity to even learn about their identities, or two, to have a place of safe conversation about their identity journey. So please hear the narrative that I'm sharing. I'm not saying sexual orientation. I am specifically talking about identity in this. There is right now, a hardcore grassroots campaign starting within our local school boards that is ripping away the opportunity for individuals to be able to process with a trusted adult who they are and why they are, so that they can grow in a healthy manner into who they are. And it's scary that those things are being ripped away.
Yeah, so please go out. Please do what you can. Please. Please, as a young non-binary person, please go out and help and fight. Please.
Go out and use your voice, because at the very least, you can present to some of these places a reality that the stronger conservative voice, although it's the loudest, it is not the only voice in the room. And right now there's so many dear siblings that need a voice that's out advocating for them. It's a necessity. Let's talk a little bit about a reality that you brought up last week. And we've been a little bit fearful at Transcendent Media for opportunities. We're worried about healthcare issues, and Orange 45 has already started to take away federal funding, federal support for transitioning. So no federal health care can support at all gender identity journeys.
And lately it's become impossible to get a passport. Impossible to renew your passport if you have an X on it.
It is impossible that the X narrative has been removed from passports. From the government, federal level. It had become impossible for trans people like me, if it does go badly, to get out of it if it does. Yes. So I need you to slow down a little bit. I do want our siblings to hear your passion, but yeah. I want you to slow down in what you're sharing so that they know what you're sharing.
Okay.
It's clear, and you have the right to be a vehement voice right now, because essentially the person that oversees your country has said that you don't exist.
Yes.
Yes.
So, through a executive order, I'm so sorry, I'm trying my best to pronunciate. I have a speech impediment. It's going to show up now and then, and I'm sorry. He signed a executive order that basically said trans people don't exist in any shape or form.
And through that order, he's shared there's only two genders, male and female, and an individual must be identified by their birth
egg. From the egg.
All right, hang on. That's not what he said. Let's say what he said, and then...
Yeah, but if we're going from the bill, it's
So, but essentially what he has said is that there's only two genders, and a person is assigned their gender at the moment of conception. That's what you're trying to point out, and that's what he said, at the moment of conception. So please share.
So, congratulations, y'all. We're all women now. Because from conception, we all start as women. We all start as female. Because it's not until the 6-week marker when truly those hormones come in and it changes. So, let's all together laugh for a second and enjoy your laughter.
There were multiple news sources that pointed out that within the president's phrasing and the signing of the order within its phrasing, all population became female.
Yep. That considerably would make the problem worse that he was already banging at.
Yes.
But also, it shows how much they're not thinking. They're writing out. They're essentially doing how I tell stories, which is not a good way to write bills into law when you're thinking about people who are in your communities, which they're not. to keep them safe.
There's definitely become this environment that people aren't reviewing their work because they're too busy trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's just going to be, that was the first half. Now I wanted to focus on things that we're already controlling.
Yes.
And that is the fires in California. We're going to celebrate all the GoFundMe that's been going on, all the fundraisers from people that are coming together to stop the fires.
Yes.
We are going to celebrate them broadly and so proudly because that's what we have control over right now. We are gaining control over the fires and they're coming down, and we're going to keep on having the fundraisers in our descriptions to keep on helping the way that we can, which is connecting you guys to help them the way that you can.
And if you're looking for those, and if sometimes we forget it, please email us at thesingleHshow@gmail.com, and I will email you that information.
Yeah, and I'll see if there's any way, shape, or form that I can connect either like their Instagrams or their other social media onto our Redbubble as well. I just need to figure out how that will work for me, because I don't like social media for obvious reasons.
Yes.
So I will try a way to make it work and at least link those into it in some capacity for you guys to even looking on there for you guys to help them directly. So,
okay, so let's get into the conversation that you're trying to start.
Yeah.
Name the one thing that you did last week that was a cool narrative of people trying to help the fires.
So I've been supporting the Critical Role Foundation. I have currently given around $60 to them to help them out with the fires.
Yes.
So, they did a giant fundraiser on the 30th.
Yes.
To help people with live. They raised over $350,000. And it's amazing what they were able to do.
Did you say 300,000?
$350,000.
Okay, because I only heard $350.
I don't know how to say numbers out loud.
That's fair. Just let's make sure that we give them the right credit. $350,000
on top of their already $30,000 that they've donated.
Yeah,
and it's amazing what they've been able to do, and it's incredible how, yet their crew is affected by it, but how much they have truly shown up for everybody else in LA, and how much they continue to prove how much they do have the right things in mind. You can go to the Critical Role Foundation. They still have their fundraising going, hopefully for the next couple days when it comes out. So, it will keep on going to the Latinx Foundation, to the LA Fire Department Foundation, and for the California Community Fund. So, it will keep on going to those foundations. They are a filter foundation is what I'm calling them, because I don't know the name for those, but they are a filter foundation that goes to where it needs to go.
That's fair. So share something cool that they did during this event. What made this form of awareness cool for you?
So essentially, if you could pay enough money, you could make them all, you could either give them damage, you could either cause them damage, or you could have given them more hit points.
Yes, for those of you that are not aware what Critical Role is, explain to the few listeners what Critical Role is.
Critical Role is an actual play of D&D, Daggerheart, Kandala Kurt, your favorite system here, they probably played it 1 or 2 times in their life. They have played Monster Heart 2, which is an amazing system that I do recommend. It is amazing. And they're an actual play show that has their own streaming service that they help raise other smaller actual plays up on. So yeah, and that's what they do, and it's been pretty cool seeing how they're all putting everything into this.
And so what made that, with this being a Dungeons and Dragons style gaming show, you're able to make donations that went to California fires that affected the game that they were playing.
Yes.
I think that is the most cool, original idea that I've ever heard.
And it was Freaky Friday a little bit. They had to keep on... I tell you, I think every round of combat, they were all a different character.
Yeah.
Until it went all the way around.
Cool.
They were all a different character, and I thought that was amazing on Matt's behalf.
Yeah.
Good man. If I could do that, I would do it all the time with my party. I'm like, okay, now play each other. Can you step into each other's shoes? And they were all making fun of each other, trying to do each other's voices. It was amazing.
That's quite cool. So that's a really great thing that they've done, and what a great way to help through that.
Yeah.
So even though that show's not going on right now, you can still give them that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if afterwards, you can still watch it on YouTube, Twitch if you have a subscription, and if you're on Beacon, if you're a Beacon bit like me, you can still watch it on there. So keep on donating, and yeah. Now I want you to tell about your super cool thing.
My super cool thing was Fire Aid, the huge music concert that was done to raise money for it. And everybody from Rod Stewart to Alanis Morissette to Stills and Nash. Unfortunately, David Crosby isn't alive anymore. John Fogerty, just all of these huge acts, including Green Day. But the moment of the night for me, and actually also for GAPD, was all of the surviving members of Nirvana played, with different people taking Kurt Cobain's spot as for the songs. They played 3 Nirvana songs, one with St. Vincent. I can't remember who the second person was, but the third was really awesome. It was Violet Grohl, who is Dave Grohl's daughter, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do deeply apologize. Please forgive my brain. I'm at late night mode. You got to know, right now, as a part of our recording, we are leaving a midnight movie, so I've got just kind of sleepy brain.
Yeah.
So forgive my sleepy brain, second singer. But it was really cool. The Chili Peppers played. It was cool watching that concert. Transcendent Media not only did in some way give to the Critical Role Foundation, but Transcendent Media also gave funds through Fire Aid. So it's been really cool. Also, what many of you don't know, or probably do know, Transcendent Media has given money through the United Methodist Committee on Relief. The fires have really affected us because they could affect us, so it's been a real big focus for us. But the concert was awesome. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so folks, keep on at it. I will probably, if I know the week before, if they're doing another charity stream, Critical Role on Darrington Pratt, which they haven't out, I will let you folks know for you to join in and give live if you want to. That we will try our best every inch of the process moving through for people who are directly healing from friendly fire, for you to help them make it easier for them.
Yes. So the last few weeks we have sounded like a telethon. Yeah. So we're gonna keep the notes up. We're gonna move back into our regular format for the podcast, but we will continue to post on Instagram, in the info section of our YouTube, the info section of our podcast, all these ways to give, because it has been quite traumatic for our siblings here in SoCal, and we want to help them out.
Yeah, so we're going to keep on helping through that way. We're going to return to form a little bit, except for that one really long one that I'm going to do. Yes. That will probably be multiple portions, because I can't sit down for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I'll teach you how to edit things together. That'll be pretty cool.
There might be, throughout the podcast, you'll let your because I couldn't sit down for a second.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll keep on going it. We will keep on. I will find a way to fit into our normal thing. Updates on bills that we're coming to them.
Yes. Because there's a lot, kids.
There's a lot. There's a lot. Please, if you have the ability to filter, make sure to look at news when you have the energy to. Their goal is to shock us. Please don't let them shock you if you can.
Yeah.
Please don't let them. Give it at least, at minimum, maybe 48 hours, but try your best. Yes. I know I can't read that, so try your best to the point that it's not going to immediately shock you, and try breathing.
And the one thing that we cannot stop doing is talking. Yeah. We got to keep these conversations going, because right now, all of our siblings and LGBTQIA+, specifically our transgender siblings, we need to keep speaking and advocating for them, because letter by letter, they're trying to erase. And we'll talk about that more on another podcast.
But yeah, thank you guys for being willing to dealing with us being infomercial the last couple of weeks, at least at the beginning of our podcast. Because we just want to try to do our best to do good, and it's amazing if you have already. Thank you for doing good and helping out a little bit. And if you haven't had the energy to, or you haven't had the money, thank you for listening and dealing with us.
And sharing awareness, too.
Yes.
Sometimes the best way you can give is to share awareness. And it's through the growing of that awareness that dear friends that can give learn how to.
Yes, and please remember, I'm going to become a YouTuber for a second. This is for YouTube and for Spotify. If you can share our podcast, and you know there's other people who are going to need a little bit of light, a little bit of breakdown of what's going on, please share it with them, and try to make sure, because the more you guys share, we can reach a wider audience, and we can do more good.
Yes.
And then, now I'm done being a YouTuber for a second.
Alright, so smash the like button, smash that subscribe button. Is that what you just said, pretty much?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I am going to call an audible real quick. That was the Single H half-hour power hour for this week. Your name is?
The Single H, your name is?
My name is Joseph Mills.
And thank you. And have an amazing week, and let's remember to keep on surviving. Every moment counts.